Johnny still needs to speak up.
What?
You need to speak up.
What?
And towards the mic.
What?
Look, all I'm doing is...
What?
Hey everybody, this is John from the Best Words Podcast. I'm really excited to have you here listening to my first attempt at editing our show. Today we're discussing the continuation of one of the comic book movies that started it all. So enjoy!
Welcome to the Best Words Podcast. We're back to review
X-Men, Alpacalypse.
Alpacalypse. So we just got through watching it.
We're going to do it the same way we did last time.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the in-between.
Alright.
So it's good.
I'm probably going to be silent most of this.
That's unfortunate. Evan Peters, by far, best thing about that movie.
Who?
Evan Peters. Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, except for the fact that he lives in his mother's basement, which I'm glad he brought up.
I'm okay
so
with
glad he brought
and
that
he's
up.
like, what? He's got to be like in his 20s now?
Yeah, he's got to be in his 20s. Like
late
his
20s.
mid-20s or something.
We know people that are still in their 20s and live with their parents.
This is 2016, though. They're in the 80s.
Yeah, they're in the 80s.
When you could get a part-time job and just, there's 2 cars, a house, and a...
The economy was better.
Yeah.
The US dollar meant something.
Yes. But, so yes, Evan Peters. Probably one of the best things about the movie. Which is kind of sad because he's also one of the best things about Future Past.
Yeah. The Quicksilver scene in Future Past was one of the best scenes in Future Past as well.
Peter Dinklage?
Peter Dinklage was underutilized for Days of Future Past.
Exactly, but he wasn't the worst. I don't know where I'm going with this.
What?
The point is, my point is if your entire movie, if in 2 movies, if the same character / similar scene is the best part about the movie, I feel like you're doing it wrong.
It's true. The scene was done exactly the same, which is why it worked.
Yeah. Considering you have, and we're not getting into the bad right now, but all the characters that you had, if that was the best part, I feel like you failed.
Yeah, I honestly, that's one thing that I will say about it is I think that their representation of Quicksilver is better than the representation of Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's dead now.
Well, yeah. I mean,
For now.
Until they either reboot the universe or they bring both universes together. And then
Not
we have
gonna
Quicksilver in...
Which universe, though?
Yeah.
This alternate
Oh,
universe?
sorry.
Or the...
So, other than Evan Peters, what else is good?
I still really like McAvoy and Fassbender.
Yeah, they do their parts really well.
Magneto was underutilized for the film,
Look,
but
we're not doing bad.
I know.
We're good.
I was getting to it. You cut me off. But I'm okay with both of those actors. I think they do the roles really well as far as young Magneto and young Xavier.
Well, even at the end, Xavier acted like Patrick Stewart at the end.
Sir.
He actually was sitting there and having the same hand gestures, well, not hand gestures, but head movements and stuff. It was very, you could see him
Throwbacks to it, yeah.
going into that character.
Throwbacks to their future selves. Yeah, time travel, whatever.
Because the Days of Future Past.
I'd like to say that the visuals are actually pretty well done.
For the most part.
For
There
the
was
most
some,
part. I mean, there were
some
some
weird
that were
ones.
weird, but I mean, overall,
Yeah.
I've still yet to actually
Better.
like the way that they portray Beast in his Beast mode. I think it looks silly every time they do it.
it's a Blue Grinch.
I know.
It reminds me of a Blue
It's-
Grinch.
Even in 3, I thought 3 was pretty good.
In 3 it was pretty good,
Yeah.
but since First Class.
Since First Class,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I look at him, I'm like, I'm watching Blue Grinch.
Which is a shame. What's his name? Nick Holt? Whoever it is that plays Beast. I really like that
I
actor.
liked him in War Bodies.
He was good in Mad Max.
Don't see it.
Fury Road.
Sorry.
Was he the
He was the War Boy.
Valhalla?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn, that is him.
Yeah.
Holy
He was really good in that movie.
Ah.
Sorry, guys.
You really need to see Fury
I do
Road.
really do.
I do.
You missed out, sir.
But I mean, the visuals were pretty good all throughout. I would say even remember how we said that the sound design wasn't anything special in our Civil War review. I thought the music throughout the movie was actually pretty good.
I think the best
it felt
use
good.
of music was whenever they would do the 80s songs for the scenes, like the scene with Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Well, even
overall, even the scenes where it was supposed to be like an action thing or like a
Yeah.
tearjerker moment,
well,
they always done really well.
the scene with Apocalypse sending all the nukes into space, that the music really helped
Yeah.
that scene. a
Yeah,
lot.
so
That was a
the-
really well done scene.
The music was good throughout, for the most part.
They also kept doing little riffs from the cartoon, if you caught that whenever they do the X-Men theme.
I did not
I
notice that.
didn't.
Yeah, like at the beginning and the end of the movie, they have really short riffs from the cartoon
Huh.
song.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah. Other than Fassbender and McAvoy, I mean,
I
any
liked.
others
It was
stand
nice
out?
to see a Stark in a position of power for once,
What?
and not die.
What?
Game of Thrones.
Don't start with that crap, man. Why? Why bring it up?
Because Sansa was really good as Jean, even though I hate Jean.
that scene at the very end when she's like tearing Apocalypse apart was really good, minus the whole Phoenix
Before we get
reveal.
into the bad, any other good stuff?
Yeah, what did I just say?
Oh,
We're still
I thought
talking
you were
about
talking
the
about the
good
bad.
stuff.
No,
Because you
no.
talk
That
about-
was a really good. I
Oh.
like that scene. Like I was enthralled by that one, and even like I actually carried the connection between Quicksilver and Magneto too. I was like,
Yeah,
fucking say
that
it.
was that
fucking
was
say it.
But yeah,
Fucking
like-
say
that was
it. He
that,
needs
so
it. He
so yeah, they
needs it.
confirmed that just like in the comics, Quicksilver Pietro is Magneto's
Well,
son.
he's not Magneto's son in the comics.
Well,
they
okay,
they
they
literally
tricked-
just retconned that.
They tricked and he actually was adopted by the blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying, he's an
He's-
Inhuman in the
But
comics.
originally.
Originally, he was a son.
But yeah, I thought Sophie Turner did a really good job with Jean Grey, and I didn't hate her.
She was just kind of there for me.
She was just kind of there, but I mean, Jean's
didn't-
usually just kind of there
Yeah.
until she goes Phoenix, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Phoenix!" That's what happens.
Wasn't worth it.
I was glad to see more. And as much as that Wolverine scene.
That Wolverine scene was great.
that-
I'm just saying, as someone who literally
I mean-
hates Wolverine, that was
it wasn't a bad scene.
You
I'm
should
just,
be okay with the fact that it was literally just a cameo.
that's what I'm fine with.
Fair enough. It just
It's
how
not,
many?
that is totally not revolving. This movie is
that's
not around
what,
him.
The fourth time that he's busted out of that place.
This is a discussion for another time,
Look,
for the alternate
It's
timeline.
the
but
second time that he's busted out of that place.
Fourth.
The third time that he's been there. The second time that he's left. I mean, he left in X2, but he didn't leave there because he was captured. And
Well, no, that's when they had all the flashbacks.
he left, but his heart didn't.
Remember,
Yeah,
he jumped.
his heart will go on.
Guys, I don't know if you know this. He jumped off a cliff in one of those. And this one it was snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
This is a different timeline.
It's stupid.
We'll get into another one for
Um,
timelines for another podcast, but
But it was a decent cameo. Like, he didn't overstay his welcome.
he didn't say anything.
Which is fine.
Yeah, he didn't have a single line. All he did was what Wolverine does: murder people.
And it actually looked like
Except in
murder.
like a PG-13 way. Like it would have looked
Well,
better
yeah.
had they tried to do the R-rated.
Well, the
thing
next
instead.
movie is going to be
I think-
a hard R.
I think
So,
it'll be better than that.
or at least that's what they keep saying, is that they're shooting for an R rating with it.
Hopefully.
G-rated. Wolverine and friends. Got a raccoon with him.
They're supposed to be bringing in Hellfire Club, which is kind of what I think they were trying to set up with the end credit scene, with
Ethics.
Shaw grabbing the
It wasn't
files.
Shaw.
It was Shaw.
Can't be Sebastian Shaw.
Sure, it can.
He's dead.
Just because you want him to be dead doesn't mean he's
I
dead.
don't want him
It's
to.
a different
he is
actor.
dead.
Oh, no.
Doesn't matter.
It's not Shaw. It can't be Shaw. Died in the first one.
Who is it,
Spoiler
then?
alert. He dies.
Also,
in...
you keep pointing out that it was in First Class, but Singer didn't do First Class, so he probably doesn't give a shit about anything that happened in it.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a shit about the other movies he's done. All
Um,
the other X-Men ones, whatever. My
I
point being,
liked-
it shouldn't be Shaw because that character is dead.
I appreciated the fact that they still do Nightcrawler's bamfing well.
Like his
Like
teleporting.
the scene with him jumping all over the place still looks good whenever they do it on the big screen.
And we actually got to see what he sees when he bamps too.
Yeah.
For like a split second.
Then
It's like an alternate dimension, right? That was what it was in the comics.
Yeah.
I also still
Yeah.
I really like Magneto. I really like him a lot. I don't think that this was the best Magneto
Not even close.
story arc that they've had in the movies, though. I appreciate that they've continued to do what they do in the comics, where he's an on-again, off-again supervillain.
Well, because, I mean, like, he's never really been... You know, he just wants to take care of the mutants. And
I also really liked the chick that played Storm. I thought that she looked the part, if nothing else, even though she didn't really do a whole lot because the Horsemen didn't do a whole lot.
I can't really say anything bad about any of the actors. Honestly, they were either there or above average, but mostly just there.
What about Scott?
Oh,
No, I didn't mind him at all. Havoc, Moira.
God, that upset me.
So, do we have anything else good to say about the movie?
No.
Probably not that we're discussing.
The runtime was too long.
Yeah.
So that's probably not
I
a good
didn't.
thing.
Well, they even cut scenes. Like Jubilee was supposed to do something,
Yeah.
right? I thought.
More Jubilee.
I just wanted to see more. Like it wasn't. We've seen the same characters for 5 movies now.
Yeah, these were all pretty much the exact same characters they set up in the last movie.
Yep.
Except for Angel, Psylocke, Storm.
Angel looked terrible.
Angel did look really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
So
move into the
segue
bad.
into the bad. Yes. So
Angel, I really hated. Like, I never liked Angel in the comics to begin with.
I like Archangel in the comics,
But they didn't.
he looked dumb.
He
The
looked
whole
dumb.
pit fighting thing was really dumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I pointed this out to Brian.
Why would you have a bird in a cage and fight? Like
Well,
that?
because it's symbolism.
Doesn't make sense.
But more
You know-
importantly, what John was talking about is
Brian
that,
Singer's done this intro before.
yeah, it's the exact
X-Men,
same
the first
thing he
movie,
did with Wolverine.
Wolverine was a cage fighter.
Yep.
And now we're whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Ran out of ideas.
It's a parallel
We
because
didn't even get to see the blob.
Mystique is Rogue's mom.
Don't.
It's
So-
it's not gonna happen.
He's not that smart.
I'm just.
He's not
yeah.
smart enough to do something.
I'm trying.
No.
Grasping.
Bamfing.
Yeah, I was also really upset with the because I had heard there was going to be a cameo for Blob, and I was really excited because I thought it would be fun to see him on screen.
Was it better than the
And then,
Origins
Yes.
Blob?
Oh my
It
goodness.
was.
and then we didn't get jack shit for him whenever they actually put him on the screen.
Yeah.
he fell down.
Oh yeah, didn't even have like a "no one moves the Blob" line or anything.
Yeah, they already did that in Origins.
Really lame.
Oh wait, did they? No, they didn't.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Let's see.
He's that shouldn't have been an intro scene for Nightcrawler. And I just don't like it. It felt like he was just he'd given up, which I feel like he's done already.
I don't feel like.
I mean, that's just the intro scene, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't really care much for Apocalypse portrayal at all.
nope.
I thought that
Design
he
was poor.
The design was poor. The story arc they went with for his
His
character
writing
was
was
boring.
terrible.
And it's really a shame because Oscar Isaac isn't a bad actor.
No. But I think he stated in an article that the reason why they're going with that is because they're trying to fit it around the actor and less about the character, which.
They didn't even really do that.
He didn't really do
Well, no, I'm
anything.
saying that the character design and, kind of his appearance and things he does is more about.
I'm glad they dropped the purple-looking thing, Ivan Ooze,
Yeah,
because
he did look a lot like Ivan Ooze in the original promos.
yep, man, that was bad. In addition to the other 4 horsemen, they all felt
Psylocke was underutilized.
Yep.
All of them were underutilized. They were just glorified thugs.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like I feel like they pushed Munn as this character in the show or in the movie because as people in this sort of pop culture era, Olivia Munn was that sexy, like desirable person.
Yeah.
She's on Attack of the Show, and again, underutilized. She kind of stood there for most of the movie, and
She
was
just kind of stood there and looked mad.
and attractive at the same time.
Then she did the whole. I'm still
Okay.
bothered. Like fucking energy swords don't work like that.
So
An energy sword should not have slowed her descent
So she
to
was
Earth.
falling from a plane
Yeah.
and shoots her energy saber, whatever, and it cuts into a building. And this slows her down, guys. This slows her down and prevents her from dying.
It's not how energy works.
What are you talking about, man? Bryan Singer's a genius.
At least it's not how they portrayed energy
How do
to
you
work
think-
in the X-Men
if
universe.
she had died, then we wouldn't have had the sequel that's coming up.
Let's see. Scott's also still a whiny little shit,
Yep.
and I'm okay with that because it's what Scott always does.
Did they really have to do the Storm angle with the I'm gonna give you powers and make you believe that you're building a better world, but haha, I'm the bad guy
Right.
kind of thing?
It's a
That's so
shame
played
too,
out.
because I really liked Storm. I liked
Yeah.
where they were going with her character, and then Apocalypse shows up and ruins it.
Yeah.
I guess that's what Apocalypse was just really there to do, was just ruin everybody's lives.
I'm so confused as to how.
including the audiences.
Yeah. So I guess it really was an
Yes.
Apocalypse in that situation.
What are you confused about?
I'm so confused as to how he got people on his side. Because he doesn't have persuasion.
Yeah, he didn't really do
It's
any
not really
persuasion.
persuasion.
He kind of just walked up to him and was like, "Hey, I'm a god. Let's go."
And I can make you more powerful. And I don't see, Storm do just, automatically.
Well, not the Storm that we know, right? But again, he pulled the whole cliche.
Well,
We're
so
building a better world kind of thing.
Yeah,
and-
like-
But he didn't have.
Oh, I mean,
a
he only had to say it
convincing-
once.
He didn't have a convincing enough kind of dialogue.
course
It's
not.
just like, oh,
yeah, there
That would
wasn't
require
any
good
real progression with that.
No.
It's just that was what they were trying
I
to
can
do.
give you power.
He was trying to be like, I want to help you build a better world, but they didn't actually expand on that. That's literally the only line that they had,
Yeah,
and
they
then
said that a lot.
Storm just ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, at least I feel out of all of the four horsemen, Angel had the best mini arc just because of the whole cage fighting thing with his wing.
I liked that. I know the cage fight is stupid, right?
Yeah.
But I like the fact that it came back around
Yeah.
with Nightcrawler, though.
Yeah. No,
I
like
appreciate that.
yeah, Magneto's was pretty weak
So
because he had
My problem- no.
I could see Magneto
here's my problem
more
with
than
it.
anybody.
They
Yeah.
introduced a daughter and wife as a plot device.
Yeah.
That was the only reason
That's
they had
the only
those
reason they had
characters
him there.
there. That was the only reason his daughter had any kind of power, was just so it would be a plot
and
device.
controlling birds.
Random bird power.
I was
goes.
like, oh no, plot device. How could you kill plot
Yeah,
device?
no, like were y'all also not surprised to hear people go in the theater when he let go of the?
I
the thing?
was waiting for it.
Right.
Yeah, I was
I was
too.
like-
I was like, are you
This is gonna
surprised
happen.
by this?
And,
You-
okay.
Really?
Because when they first started talking to her, they were like, where's Nina? Who the fuck is Nina?
Was that girl that was standing by the deer?
Like, I'm pretty well versed in the X-Men universe, and I was just like, who the fuck is Nina?
Yeah.
She spelled
They-
something else in the comics.
they-
I can't remember her name.
Look, they could have done a million other things to motivate him better on screen, and they chose give him a wife, a daughter, and kill them with
I mean,
a fucking
to
bow
be
with
fair-
a bow and arrow.
To be well, okay. Well,
It
again,
went through
metal.
both of them. It was dumb.
That was dumb.
Yeah,
I was like, it would have went through one of them.
If that.
he wasn't holding it.
Especially,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he
was
just
like-
sort of
yeah,
like,
like-
let go of it. He's like, oh.
Oh no!
I didn't even think he had it drawn.
No,
when
I didn't either.
Like,
Yeah, it was
Oh my
dumb.
But,
Like,
oh no!
oh no.
it was dumb,
I didn't care.
No.
you know.
I didn't care about the.
And
metal.
of course, they did the whole, oh, you used your powers to try to save someone, and it came back around on you. Now you're in trouble, because that's what happened. He saved
Yeah.
someone in the factory, and they reported him.
It's so, like,
It's
why
just
would
really
anybody
cliche.
do that?
No, yeah,
I can't,
Like
like you
that-
just kept me from dying a horrible death. Let me go report you to the
that
cops.
surprised me more than anything because it seemed like he'd built a life there, and it seemed like he would have gained the trust of.
Yeah, and like in the first scene when they show him, he's talking to him, and they're all like, "Hey, we'll see you tomorrow."
buddy, yeah, like so that we're like it felt really shoehorned in to be like.
Yeah,
We're gonna
To a
betray
point,
you.
but okay, so right, but I could see, especially after what happened 10 years prior, everybody is still kind of like wary about mutants in
Mutants.
general. So the minute that somebody sees anything resembling any kind of like major power, they're automatically going into survival mode and going like, I don't know, because they even said like, oh look, here's your this was you 10 years ago, right? You lied to me. You lied to us. Like they even brought that up.
Yeah,
I could kind of see where they're going. It is far fetched, and they didn't give enough time.
No,
But I can see a point to where fear can.
fair enough.
like I get what they were trying to go for. Singer's just not good at it.
No, it's not good portrayal.
And
But I can see the concept.
but yeah, Apocalypse. They never really like that. Apocalypse as a whole upset me in the movie. Like his motivations were dumb. His look was dumb. I didn't appreciate it.
Correct me if
And-
I'm wrong, but in the comics, did Apocalypse not come back from the future to take over the present?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And
And
he got
he-
a hold of a celestial ship.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was talking
They
to Brian
had
about.
an entire awesome story arc with Apocalypse that they could have drawn from that they didn't.
But
Well-
they also had one movie to put him into.
yeah,
That's,
and-
well, I
and-
mean, they could have just. All they would have needed to do to fix it would have been to make the ending of Days of Future Past when they had him building his fucking pyramid, just him coming in on a ship. Problem solved.
something like that. And my other thing
yeah,
was, my other thing was
yeah. Damn it.
he had an aversion to the technology in the movie, which is not how he like his whole bit in the comics.
When did he have a version? Like, what are you talking
Like,
about?
It's not. He didn't really have an aversion to technology. It was just he was from a time where technology didn't exist.
Well, remember he was like rip everything they built out of the ground,
Yeah.
like kind of thing. Like he didn't want any of the new stuff.
But that wasn't him
Right.
so much hating technology. It was like,
Well,
you've
that's
built
just-
all these false deities. I'm going to destroy them all
Right,
because I am
he's-
your true
He
god.
has the god complex.
Gotcha.
And
I
he
don't know.
was
I just-
taking away their like power.
I
too.
wanted them to go more the, like you said, he got most of his powers from that celestial
ship.
ship where he was part technology. Like I just felt it was a better angle.
That also would have played in better because they keep talking about the next movie going to be in space. It would have made more sense if they had some kind of cosmic power that came down and attacked them. So, why am I not writing for it? It's so frustrating.
Because your last name isn't Singer. Okay, that's why.
So the other thing that bothered me with Apocalypse is when he touches the TV and gains all his knowledge from the airwaves. How does that work?
Look,
Because
man,
they don't record shit.
Don't worry about it.
Like at least with Ultron, he's
I
like,
was
I'm gonna
hoping-
tap into
'cause
the internet.
I was
That
really-
makes more sense.
I know it wasn't going to happen, but I was really hoping whenever she was like, "What are you doing there?" And he's like, learning that it was going to cut to reading Rainbow. Because I thought that would have been awesome.
How'd you feel about that intro scene with Egypt?
You mean Gods of Egypt?
It makes no sense.
It was Gods
I
of
didn't-
Egypt.
I didn't like the
Why-
whole body transference thing or
Why would he have?
a big event for it.
Yes. Why would he have a big event? Why would
Okay.
he have a device?
Why would you not do
This
that
was
in
what I
secret,
wanted to
right?
bring
Like,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a body transfer in the movie.
I really
and-
wanted to bring this up because I thought it was the dumbest part of the entire intro. How did nobody fucking notice that they were building this thing to collapse underneath it? How did nobody see that?
Unless they didn't plan. Whatever.
They built this
Plus-
entire pyramid for their false god, and nobody noticed that they had these giant blocks set up to destroy the whole thing?
Well, I mean, I think pyramids were designed to be sealed in. Like,
Yeah, but they
not
weren't
like
designed
that.
to collapse.
Not like that. Yeah.
They there were tunnels built underneath it for the blocks to
Also-
roll down.
I also feel bad for whoever has
Or
to
slide
hang up
down, I
those, like drapes on top of the pyramid.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
seriously.
there are
Seriously.
drapes blocking
That thing-
the golden obelisk thing.
Well, it could
And
have been. It could have been Apocalypse. He does have that power
He had people pull it down. Like,
because he's inside. But once
Well,
it's
if he has the
done-
power to create that kind of shit, why did he create it so that it could fall apart?
yeah, dumb.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
that's
it was really dumb.
Yeah.
I did like the way that they did that transition, though, where it was like the tunnel going through the timelines. I thought that was kind of neat.
really.
Kinda.
That was all the way back to the first X-Men movie.
Yeah,
I
It's
know.
Something similar.
The
That's
powers-
why I was okay with it.
The powers in the for the Four Horsemen in Egypt looked pretty cool on screen. They were only on screen for like 4 seconds.
Also,
they were
couldn't
kinda
the
cool.
psychic chick fly? So why did she end up breaking her back from the fall?
Because she's dumb. Also,
Because she could fly. Like, she flew. That happened right before
I
the
just-
thing fell.
I also like that they had more of the whole power set. You know, what was it? The four.
hand clap.
Well, it was no. But what was it? It was
The hand clap
It's famine,
famine,
war, pestilence,
and
and
death.
hand clap.
Yeah.
death.
I like the one where he like took their skin off or whatever. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah,
oh
that
no,
was
where he
really cool.
crumpled them.
Yeah, he
That's
crumpled
what
them,
it
yeah.
was.
So I that was okay.
That looked painful.
But so back to the other mutants though. Yeah, they were all just there. Like Scott intro was dumb with the laser eyes.
I
didn't like
really
it.
want.
I was really hoping that he was going to kill that kid.
Yeah.
I really want.
Didn't the
Why
trailer-
didn't his laser eyes go through the fucking door?
Isn't in the trailer like he cut the school in half? I swear that was a trailer. Like it goes through the school roof.
Are you sure that wasn't in the first movie?
It might have been. for all
I think
I
it
know.
might have been in the first movie. I
I
know
mean-
that at some point he blasts a roof off of something in the first movie.
They well that was the Statue of Liberty.
No, it wasn't. It was before the Statue of Liberty.
Whatever. In the train
Because he
station.
gets
Train
his
station.
because he
Train
gets his
station.
glasses
Yeah,
ripped
yeah.
off.
I'll go back and watch the trailer
I
later.
don't even remember that first movie.
The first movie was okay. I thought me and John were talking about how he just kind of grabbed the first mutants that he saw for
Yeah.
his horsemen.
Yeah, that's the other thing about
So,
Apocalypse.
like,
He
what if he
saw
had-
Storm running across and was like, "That's gonna be my disciple."
Yep.
You would have figured after he
Tapped into Xavier
yeah,
and seen all the mutants.
or even as soon as he saw Magneto, he would have thrown like 2 of them away. at
Yeah,
least.
or like, why didn't? What if he had just run into Toad when he first came out? Like, you will be my disciple.
You can jump slightly higher.
It could have been it.
Yeah, the Apocalypse angle seemed super rushed, and
I don't know about Rush. Just
I don't-
not.
Not rushed, just not well developed.
Yeah.
Because they could have
So-
developed an entire character
so they didn't
and the
develop-
horseman.
They didn't develop it well.
Yeah.
So
But-
they took shorter on the time that they should have developed. You know,
I think
They
They rushed
what they could have done is, and this sounds like a lot, but if handed under the right people, they could have made 2 movies. One where Apocalypse is like waking, like you hear, his character development, basically
What
character development for Apocalypse, and then it time jumps to the 80s where we actually get character development for our characters, like
What
Cyclops and stuff. Like, I wanted to see more of that.
what if they had changed it around and at the end of the movie, instead of him dying, he got off in a spaceship?
Or that. They could have
No,
Or
done,
left
they
on a
could've done
spaceship.
celestial
Phrasing was
thing
bad.
later.
Sorry.
I mean,
It's
there's some
not-
other things you could have done.
I still think
how about
that...
how about a prequel espionage where the soldiers are building the pyramid to collapse?
But, like, how much...
That'd be interesting. Way
Yeah.
more than this movie.
But how much better would the movie have been if they had gone with the angle that I was talking about?
Well, that, but also actually fleshed out more characters.
Yeah, but I mean, they missed so many opportunities. They could have brought Cable and Bishop back. Bishop was pretty cool in Days of Future Past, so not
Died
bringing him
pretty
back
quick,
again
but yeah.
would have been.
They thought he was a cameo.
I know, but he was neat.
Even like Blink was a cameo.
He was neat.
Blink is a girl.
Yeah. What,
No, I was talking
what
about
happened
Bishop.
What happened to Emma Frost?
Why
She's off
being
is she not
Frosty?
in this movie?
Because she's probably going to be in Wolverine with the Hellfire Club.
Licensing. Contracts.
She showed up in Wolverine Origins. Or was it Wolverine? Yeah, it was Wolverine
Yeah.
Origins.
They should have brought Darwin
She
back.
showed up in one of the Wolverine movies. She also showed up in First Class.
It was Origins. She had diamond skin.
Yeah.
I remember that.
See?
now.
I don't
They've
remember
had
that.
two different, Ice Queens.
It was the very, very, very end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
when she she blocks the bullets from
Yeah.
the other Scott.
Yeah, other
The
Scott.
young Scott in Origins is not the same in whatever.
Also, I thought that their portrayal of Havoc in this one was really fucking dumb.
Dude, they keep killing the people I don't want to die. Havoc dies. I'm sorry. There's spoilers in this. We'll make sure we put that in the beginning.
I mean, it's given.
It's kind of a given, yeah.
But still, they're useful. Anyways,
But-
they killed Darwin in the first one,
Yeah, I'm still upset
which
about that.
was stupid.
His entire power is built around him not being able to be killed because he can adapt to any situation.
Oh, and wreck Havoc. That happened.
It was
That
wreak
was-
havoc.
Whatever. It happened.
But he wrecked.
Yeah.
He reeked and he wrecked.
Yeah.
That was, oh my goodness.
That was
bad.
that was reaching for a pun that should not have been there.
It was bad.
It was
I just didn't like his portrayal. I didn't like the guy they had playing him. I didn't like the way
I
his
liked him
powers
in the
worked.
first and second ones. I didn't like him in the third. I mean, he was only briefly in the second one, but still.
Was he in Days of Future Past?
Yeah, in the beginning, Mystique saves him.
Oh.
Him, Toad, and the other people. The person that can make you throw up.
The person that can make you throw up.
I don't know. He had biohazard
You
symbols
mean
on
Bryan Singer?
Bryan Singer.
it. Oh, he made a cameo in there?
Yeah.
Didn't realize it. What else was
Why
there?
didn't they go with the fucking Brotherhood of Evil Mutants instead of Apocalypse?
Why was Magneto a reverse Earthbender?
because
Because
there's
that's what he
metal in
was.
the ground.
Hey, you can control metal? Well, guess what? You can also do the Earth. There
I
you
like
go.
that Apocalypse shows up. He's like, I bet you never knew that there was metal in the ground.
He was like, what? What?
You mean I've been standing on metal all this time?
The interactions between most of the other X-Men were okay, like Hank and Mystique. They're playing at this angle where they're trying to make you think, did they hook up? Didn't they?
I didn't care.
Is Nightcrawler
Yeah, I didn't really care
Is
either.
Nightcrawler their son though?
Who cares?
I
I mean, Nightcrawler is supposed to be
apparently-
Mystique's son,
Apparently they
And
think we care.
as you,
but I feel like Mystique
as
would
reals,
Well,
kind of show that.
they're hinting that it's Hank.
that wouldn't make any sense.
They're both blue though.
Oh,
Wouldn't make
okay.
any
I'm just
Because
saying.
they changed. Well, kind
did
of
change
changed
everything.
Archangel's skin bluish.
He put paint on it. He put paint on his face.
So-
I'm just saying.
I'm like, okay, so as somebody who hasn't read his comics or with him in his comic, how did he get his metal wings?
That was how he got his
That's how
metal
he got-
wings.
yeah,
Apocalypse gave
yeah.
him his metal wings.
but he specifically stated they were animated.
Right,
Which
but
wasn't implied.
did he grow them out of his body?
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
didn't
he
have wings.
reconstructed
Yeah,
them.
he didn't have
because
wings.
Apocalypse has the ability to do
Yeah,
that.
He has
Yes.
molecular
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah, he can molecularly reconstruct things.
I mean, he's pretty powerful.
He
just
is-
didn't seem powerful in the movie.
No, that
At
is
all.
inconsistent powers.
Yes.
Yeah, he is one of the most powerful mutants alive.
Yeah.
So it's not. I wasn't bothered by that. I was
Yeah.
bothered by everything else that
Yeah.
he did.
Well, that scene just came out of nowhere for me. So I was like, I don't understand how he's doing that, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Why does Bryan Singer hate bridges?
Yeah, he has a big thing
He
with
has a big
bridges.
problem with bridges.
Like,
every
Every single X-Men movie that he's done has had a
I
destroyed
feel like
bridge.
They destroyed bridges in every movie, and even in the ones he wasn't in. Look at X3.
Yeah.
They flew a bridge
Yeah.
for no reason.
Magneto was flying on a bridge.
He has a problem with I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like Jeff Bridges.
Architecture.
I don't know. But
I don't know. It's also, I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say.
that's what I was talking about. How they're hinting that Hank McCoy is Nightcrawler's dad and Mystique is his mom.
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
It doesn't, but I feel like that's what they're trying to push on us.
I don't feel like they were trying to push that on us.
Why was Mystique saving him in the first place?
Why was she saving Kurt?
Yeah.
Because it was clearly what she was doing.
They were friends before.
He had never met her.
But she was taking mutants to Caliban in order to get them shipped off.
Angel.
Well, Angel's a jerk.
Oh?
Why would you want to save a jerk?
Yeah, he was being a jerk.
He was being a jerk.
In the movie, he was being a jerk.
All I'm saying is that Angel was the one that was thrown up against the electrical fence, not Kurt, so whatever.
I don't know.
I feel like they're hinting at it.
I don't think they are.
Also, the whole oh, I'm gonna give you your memories back. I would be really pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hold the fuck up.
That was the other thing I wanted to bring up. Why the fuck was Moira there the entire movie?
She was useful.
She was doing jack shit the entire movie.
She helped fly the helicopter.
Like,
thing.
Stryker shows up and she's like, I'm with the CIA. Yeah, I know.
God, I didn't want him.
That was really dumb. I had a problem with that. That was very shoehorned.
That was
throwing Stryker.
Yeah.
It's
mainly just for
just
Wolverine.
throw Wolverine in there without having Stryker.
Yeah.
It's
I've already seen X2. Okay.
Because there was no reason for Stryker to show up and be there at all. The only reason they did that was...
Where did he go?
Where did he... Oh, at the end?
No, remember he said, I'll be back.
Where he's like, I'll be back.
Swipes a card and just flies off.
Yeah, they made a big deal of having a scene with him flying away, but they didn't
don't
say
ever
where he
explain,
went.
like, did he go get the Essex guys, mate? Whatever.
He'll probably be back for Wolverine.
Of course.
So Essex is really just Umbrella Corporation, right?
Basically.
Test tubes.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Origins is its own timeline because
it makes no sense.
Stryker's gotten even younger now. Like, he continues to get younger as the movies progress.
Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't even make sense now because he's it's the 80s at this point, and Stryker is way younger than he was in the original timeline.
And in Origins, yeah.
Well, when did the timeline split? In the 70s, right?
Yes.
When did Stryker get born?
Stryker was already around because he was in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
He shows up at the end of the movie and takes Wolverine away.
I mean, he's in the whole movie. He was helping protect the president.
Yeah, Stryker was in the entire movie.
Oh, I do remember that. Okay, I remember that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember in Origins, he was that other guy?
But in X2, he's like
X2,
old and gray.
Really old.
Yeah.
Old and fat.
Yeah.
Look, people get old and fat.
Not that quickly.
Yeah, look at how young Magneto looks.
Apocalypse is set in the 80s.
Even...
But Apocalypse is set in the 80s. The original X-Men was set in the 90s.
I know.
Super old.
So I don't think that he's going to age that rapidly over 10 years.
Okay, back to this one, though. I was really hoping they didn't do Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they didn't do Phoenix.
If they'd left Phoenix out.
The visual was fine. Like, that was kind of a cool scene.
It doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't. No, it shouldn't have even come up. It shouldn't have been Phoenix Force, and, like, it just shouldn't have been a movie.
Yeah, it really shouldn't have.
They decided to throw it in there for no reason other than
Singer's
the fact
got
that...
this big thing for Phoenix, apparently.
I think he's doing old school comic book, like, I'm going to throw in this reference, and all the comic book geeks are going to love it.
He doesn't understand.
Exactly, whereas nowadays, they throw in references that make sense to the movie and the plot, as opposed to just random reference.
Because he started the whole Phoenix thing. It's his fault that she is in 3, because he hinted at it in 2.
He's also, not Singer, but they've also said they're doing a new Mutants movie with Storm in it, so could be interesting.
Not if he's involved.
New Mutants?
Not if he's involved.
I hope he's not.
I really.
Deadpool was better.
No, I just hope Bryan Singer.
Deadpool. Why didn't they bring Deadpool in for just like a quick cameo?
He had Wolverine.
Because Bryan Singer probably doesn't believe that he should have to.
Well, I guess for the timeline, it wouldn't have made sense.
He even said, he was like, I don't know if I could put. There's some article that says, like, I don't know if I would put Deadpool and the X-Men in the same universe because they're in
the same universe.
He's too lighthearted, and the X-Men are too, not. So
different universe.
I don't want to mix them.
Deadpool doesn't know if they're talking about.
It's true. Deadpool. He's like, which timeline are we in right now?
So, it's the movie. Like, okay, so outside of the characters, feel like the movie was kind of a mess too. They kept cutting to different scenes.
It had a lot of the same problems that Batman vs Superman did, where it's just very disjointed. It has ideas that could be cool that just aren't because they don't go anywhere.
It felt more coherent though.
For the most part, yes.
I could follow it a lot better than I could Batman vs Superman.
I guess that's true, but I feel like the visuals in Batman vs Superman were better.
Of course.
Well, because it was darker too, right?
No.
So it's easier to get.
No.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so that scene where Psylocke jumps and then Angel catches her, that looked terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it
one of
looked
those
really
situations where the CG was really bad.
Oh my god.
CG was awful.
I was like, why?
Like, bad CG usually doesn't bother me, but that was really bad.
That was really bad.
That was, like, worse than Jurassic Park bad. Not that Jurassic Park's bad by any means, but it's old, is what I'm trying to say. Dated technology.
Things get old.
In fact.
I that's the other thing I forgot about the good part. The humor was good. I completely forgot about that.
For the most part.
There
I
needs
thought
to be-
that...
I mean, the times that they had jokes and
I
the
think
times
that anytime Kurt tried to make a joke, it fell flat.
I felt like majority of the jokes
Oh,
were
well,
flat.
I like some of them. I mean,
I really like...
Evan Peters on
any of
stage is
Evan
funny.
Peters' deliveries were really good. Because Evan Peters is a great actor. And Quicksilver is a really interesting character.
Yeah, that's about it.
But he was most of the comic relief in the movie, so...
Someone finally broke his leg,
Yeah.
which, you know, if they're a speedster, that's probably the first thing you should do. Speed Force.
I don't know how... I liked that scene where he was beating the crap out of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And
And then Apocalypse somehow, like even if it was in the middle of the air,
through magic.
and then he got back up.
Yeah.
Magnets.
And there's no scene where he just got back up.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was just like,
Yep.
You see the split. Yeah.
that
Whatever.
bothered me.
But I really like McAvoy as a young Xavier. I think he does a really good job with that character.
Although I will say that after seeing Patrick Stewart in the 80s, it makes no sense that he would look that young.
You know, I'm not questioning the timeline anymore because it's never going to match up.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like,
we just have like
for me.
4 universes going on right now. It's ridiculous.
They just need to be like, Marvel, can you fix this for us, please?
Yeah.
We'll give you money, just do it.
I think if there's anything else that was like
Make us money.
really bad, I mean, obviously we would have remembered it. Everything just felt, again, I'll probably never watch that movie again.
Yeah, well, I'll probably watch the Quicksilver scene again.
It's like on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good scene. I've watched Days of Future Past like once or twice.
Yeah.
After
I guess
seeing
at this
Peters.
point we've moved into the in-between.
Yeah.
There's not really any bad to
I
talk
mean,
about.
most of the movie was in between. Like
Yeah.
it just wasn't.
Yeah,
it
great.
wasn't great, and it wasn't
It
terrible.
wasn't terrible. It's just like I wish you would have done this instead, or I wish you would have done that better.
It's better next man.
still
Which
upset
one?
that there wasn't any cable.
It just felt like the.
What are you talking about? They had cable right in the middle of Egypt.
Not the same thing.
That's how you learned. So good.
Ugh. That movie could have been better.
Could have been a lot better.
It could have been worse, but it could have been better.
I felt like I would actually watch
I wouldn't watch
that movie versus Batman vs Superman again. Because Batman vs Superman drug on, and at least this movie was more entertaining than that. For me.
I don't think I'd watch either of them again.
Well, if I had to, like, if somebody held me
If
at
somebody-
gunpoint,
If someone held me at gunpoint, I'd watch Batman.
If somebody held me at gunpoint,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Why are you making me watch a movie when you've got a gun to my head?
I'd watch
Crazy?
Batman
How
versus
am I going to enjoy this film?"
But I mean, overall, it was. I mean,
that's the point.
I
I'm
read-
not going to.
I read not spoilery reviews before the movie, and basically they hit it on the head. It's an action movie that kind of just does big things to do it.
It's an action movie with minimal action.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I hated. The fight scenes were boring. Outside of Evan Peters doing things, like Beast and fought Psylocke, and it was boring. Nightcrawler and Archangel fought, and it was okay.
Have any of the fight scenes really been that memorable, though?
More so than that.
Like in any of the X-Men movies, outside of First Class, I think First Class had the best fight scenes, but that was also done by Matthew Vaughn. Chawu!
They were still just like, even if their track record is all that great, it should have been more interesting. It wasn't. They were boring.
I really didn't like how they did the Horsemen at all, because they were all just
Wasted.
There.
thugs. Like, they didn't do anything.
They were there.
They were just there to punch people.
This is another movie that needed to be 2 movies.
Another movie that I think should have happened.
Well, it needed.
Fox should have just been like,
under the right hands.
whatever.
They'll eventually give it all back to Marvel. because they won't be able to do anything with it.
At some point, yeah.
But the problem is that they've made X-Men so irrelevant in the comic universe that it's not like Marvel's ever going to come to them and be like, please give us these characters back, because they're not going to care. So it's entirely up to Fox to be like, hey, we want this to be successful.
Which makes me sad that Fantastic Four also.
Yeah, they keep talking about wanting to tie those two universes together as well.
Work.
Why haven't they shown the Fantastic Four at all in any of the X-Men movies? Like, if this is something that they want to do, why haven't they started doing it?
It's because they can't get their villains right.
They can't just have the Fantastic Four show up and expect everyone to be okay with it. I mean, they can, but it's not going to work.
Especially not if they write it. So, like overall, what would you rate this?
Better than X3?
Well, that's a different question. Like
Out of 10. Out of 10.
A better than X3 out of 10.
Because my next question was going to be, where does this fall in your list of X-Men movies?
Better than X3.
That doesn't give me any context.
So, I'd say X2 is still one of my favorites. So, my top 3 would be X2, Days of Future Past, and First Class. Or First Class and then Days of Future Past.
Where does this one fall on that scale?
Behind all of them?
Well, yes, but like, does this
it's
fall?
better than X3, not as good as the original X-Men. So it's pretty low.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you disagree, Sam?
I mean, I'd give this one like a 5.5 out of 10. Like, if you really enjoy X-Men movies, you'll like this. If you are tired of X-Men, it's just not worth it if you're done. If you think this one will get you back into it, it won't.
If you love X-Men,
My concern,
comics,
the
you're
reason,
not gonna like this
Yeah, you're not
movie.
like this either.
the reason that I think the first one is better than this one is because at least the first one was trying. Like, they were trying to set up a universe at that point. They weren't just throwing everything at the screen and hoping it stuck.
I mean, I'd put Future Past.
Also,
as my
it had
favorite.
more Wolverine in it.
No, we need less Wolverine. Like, I really hope they go with this whole X-23 angle.
I hope that they just
there
keep
was-
Wolverine
there-
around forever.
No,
There was no Wolverine in the other two
no,
X-Men movies.
no.
Where?
He wasn't in First Class.
No, he
He
wasn't.
had a cameo in First Class,
When?
just like he had in this
He
one.
had a scene where he shows up in a bar and he tells
Then the fuck
Xavier
off.
to get lost.
He tells him to fuck off.
Yeah, that's not.
No, but I'm saying, like, they need to distance themselves from Hugh Jackman. He's not signed on to do any more movies outside of his third Wolverine. I'd really like to see an X-23 on screen because I feel like she's at least a little more interesting than he is, personally.
What they should do is cast Hugh Jackman in the Marvel universe and bring him in as Logan's son, even though they haven't established Logan at all,
Oh,
and
by the
have him
way,
as part
I'm
of the Dark Avengers.
I'm the son of this person that you know nothing about.
I'm the son of the Wolverine. This is the same universe, right? We can do that.
What about you, Sam?
6 out of 10.
Yeah?
Because it was more entertaining than Batman vs Superman, and I feel like I need to actually go back and watch the other X-Men movies because it's been forever for me.
Don't watch X3 again.
No, I
Don't do
will.
that to yourself.
I actually didn't mind X3, but
was
that
so
was
bad.
that was like 10 years ago.
They keep on doing the same thing in all of the X-Men movies where they introduce characters and then don't do anything with them. They're just there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really what made the X-Men interesting in the comics. They were interesting because they did things.
Well, that and they kind of fill that role of the outcast, like, minority groups that, get shunned from society. Like, people read it for those. I think read the comics for those
You
reasons.
mean like how Magneto is a Jew from the Holocaust? Like, they've
Shut
pretty
your
much been
mouth.
doing that
Shut your mouth.
forever. I mean, it's...
Well, I'm saying the stories behind them were that's what
Right.
drew people to them. Like,
Yeah,
anybody
it
who ever
was...
felt shunned or different than what the societal norms were, like, that's what the comics were.
Yeah, that was
aimed
what
at.
made the characters interesting. I don't really think they did a whole lot of that at all in this movie.
No, never.
They talk about it.
They keep doing. They don't do enough character development. They just keep doing big story arc, like, oh, bad guys coming.
Oh, I also
big
forgot to
guys
bring
coming,
up...
We got to stop them.
I forgot to bring up the fact that they blew up the X-Manor again. Because that seems to happen in every other movie.
Oh yeah, they did do that. That's Evan Peters' scene. Hey, but guess what? They had Jean Grey and Magneto to fix it.
Yeah.
Because that's how
That
buildings
was
work.
that was really weird. Like,
They were just standing there with their arms up.
let's just completely.
It's
not
okay,
think
we
about
both have entire working
architectural.
encyclopedic knowledge of architecture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can rebuild the manor.
No,
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 problem,
no.
guys.
Yeah.
And then underground too.
Yeah, it was. Well, no, he's an earthbender now, remember?
Yeah,
He could do that.
because he now
Team
knows
Grey,
that metal
then?
is in the ground.
It's also in our bodies.
Look around you.
It's everywhere.
That was so dumb. And also, Magneto was the only one that he didn't give powers to.
Yeah, he didn't know.
He was
what
just
he
like, hey, there's more metal in the earth. Do it.
What? Yeah.
Mind blown.
So how did Storm? I don't understand why her hair turned a different color.
Oh, because they didn't have Rogue, so they had to have
Yeah,
somebody else get white
I was about
hair.
to say they had to do someone with white hair, and Rogue's not there anymore.
But
I really appreciate
Don't
that
worry
they
about
gave her a mohawk though, because
Don't
I
worry
think
about
that was always Storm's best look was
Yeah.
the mohawk.
Don't worry
especially
about
when she was part of the Asgard
I just want them
police team.
to bring
Look,
the X-Men in so that we can have Black
That's-
Panther and Storm.
that's what I was gonna bring up next. I really, and it'll never happen in a million years. I want them to do Secret Wars to merge these two universes
They're
so
not-
we can have both.
You don't have to do Secret Wars
But it
though.
would.
You
It
don't
would be
need X.
amazing.
You
don't-
no,
it'd
you
be
do
amazing.
AVX to do it to merge them. That way we can get rid of all the X-Men that nobody cares
How do
about.
you? But how do you use that as a stepping point?
Because they've already said that they exist in the same universes. That's been in press releases. That the X-Men and the Avengers kinda sorta could exist in the same universe. Plus they've been avoiding mutants entirely in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
have.
like they could just be like, oh, these mutants, like they're a thing. We just haven't talked about it because we're racist or something.
I mean, it's like the magic
just-
thing. The magic thing hasn't even been brought
Yeah,
up
just-
yet.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
being
now
brought in
it-
now.
No.
Since
No,
Doctor
no, no,
Strange
no,
come
no,
out,
no,
yes.
no, no.
I'm not talking about before that.
Doctor Strange.
Okay,
Fusing,
and
fusing these worlds, maybe.
He's
Possibly.
that's no.
Look, I just want them to be on
you
the
just want
same
it fixed.
MCU,
You want it to be
and then I
fixed.
want AVX, and then I want.
They need to do AVX before they do Secret Wars. It would need to happen like that. Because they would need to work on rebuilding the Fantastic Four before they could do
Hell,
Secret
they
Wars.
could use the Fantastic Four. Reed can just build some.
That's what
stupid
I said in the
whatsamajig.
last podcast. Was that they could use Reed and Pym to bridge the universes.
I don't remember saying this.
He
You
said
can
that.
go back and
I
listen to it.
I remember it actually. Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing, right? They have options for how they can make this work.
Yeah,
They're just
it's
refusing to do them.
so dumb. Fox just refuses to do anything good. They just want to ruin my life for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, they upset me with this movie. I'm sorry.
Did you hear about what he's working on next? Bryan Singer?
What?
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, well, good. I don't care about that.
Yay! I
he
do.
can, he can work on things that we don't care about.
He
It's
can
gonna
ruin that all he
suck.
wants. Well, yeah, it's gonna suck. Bryan Singer's a terrible human being.
It's more of like Fox.
Okay, Bryan Singer isn't a terrible human being. I don't actually know him personally. I just know that he ruins things that I held dearly in my childhood.
He just likes to.
I blame Fox. I blame.
I know he's just as much to blame. Like he's gone on record saying, like when they were filming this movie, he's like, I don't want any X-Men comics on set. Nobody's allowed
Yeah,
to read
the
them.
original X-Men movie.
Oh, this one.
No, it was the original X-Men movie.
Oh.
From Hugh Jackman said that.
Well, my point being is he just doesn't respect the material.
We don't know that now. If you're going off of that statement alone, that was what 10 years ago. You can't say the same thing now. We don't know how his position changed.
I did appreciate that The Empire Strikes Back showed up in the movie about how it's like the best sequel ever. Just saying, it was there. Don't give me that look.
Yay. In this sea of despair, that is the shining light of this movie.
At least they understand that The Empire Strikes Back is a great film.
It's a good film.
It's a
If
great
only
film.
they could apply that to their films.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Just saying. Anyways, I mean,
I guess that's
anything else to say about it? I hope that Fox decides to not be stupid and team up with Marvel.
I want the next movie to not be Dark Phoenix. I want it to be Phalanx.
It's gonna be Dark Phoenix.
It could be Phalanx.
It's gonna be Dark Phoenix because Bryan Singer didn't get to do Dark Phoenix. 'Cause he
But
wasn't
if
on
they're going
X-Men.
into space, they can introduce the Shi'ar.
Why
And-
don't they just have Galactus come back?
Because Galactus is a giant cloud and nobody wants to see that again.
They do own Galactus, though. So no, he's not a giant cloud. They made him a giant cloud.
Yeah, that's why we don't need to see it again. He dissipated into space because that's what clouds do.
Oh, but he's gonna pull a Phoenix Force and come back.
No, he's not the Phoenix Force.
He's gonna pull.
He's
it.
the power cosmic.
Hey,
I mean,
for all we know, Bryan Singer thinks he is. All right,
probably. It's like Dark Phoenix, Galactus, they're the same person.
combine them.
Galacta Phoenix.
Galactic Force.
I'd almost be interested in watching that if we could get the Heralds of Galactus to show up as well.
No, because they're gonna ruin them just like they ruined the Four Horsemen.
But Silver Surfer and Fire Lord are so cool.
and they would find a way to ruin them.
They just
Ooh, they got to bring in Dazzler. She could be one for like a split second.
please no.
Just like a split second.
They can bring her on screen and be like, maybe. And then, no, we're passing. We're done with that.
She can like walk in and be like, "I'm here for the gem audition."
All right, so
Sam's so sad about.
Why do you bring up this?
well, I guess we'll end it there.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, right? We're done.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
done
it.
with this movie
We're done.
I'm over it.
forever.
Done forever.
All right.
Case closed. Open and shut.
All right, so I guess just catch our next one. We have no idea really. What
Next one's gonna be Warcraft. Well, actually, I want to try and do a video game one before that.
Yeah, we'll have something out.
We'll do something with video games because we've only done a lot of movie stuff.
We've only done movies.
So we need to do a video game thing before we do our video game movie review.
Catch our next podcast about something related to video games.
Hockey. We need to do one about hockey.
Blades of Steel.
Blades of Glory.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, all three at once.
No, the animated series though.
I was talking about Blades of Steel.
I meant Mighty Ducks animated series.
Please no.
Bye.
Unless we're talking about like the Disney Afternoon or something.
Yeah, the animated series.
Maybe.
Where they're super powered heroes.
Yeah. This is
They're
going
actual
so
ducks.
far off the rails.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
Later.